Welcome, everybody. Vance Palm is on his way up here as he's talking with the coaches of each team. Vance always doing his homework, making sure he gets the best of info that we have. My name is Kyle Wiley with the much esteemed Vance Palm. Vance Palm, take it away right now.
Hi, Kyle. Just down talking to the coaches. K-Dub1 with us, too. Kevin Willie, Kyle Wiley. Nice to have everybody here on KernHighNetwork.com. We're over here in the Upper East Side, up at Highland Scotsman Gym, and a lot of history, a lot of legacy in this gym, not just in basketball, but in volleyball and in wrestling. A lot has gone on in this historic gym. You see the banners from a lot of years ago. South High Rebels at Highland tonight, talking with Coach Madden a little bit about his guys, and he said, Vance, we're 13-13. Probably 10 of those 13 losses we lost, in less than 8 points. So we've been there. We just can't seem to finish. So then I go over and I talked to Coach Lumsden. I said, hey, how you guys doing? He goes, well, we've had some tough losses. And in those losses, guess what he said? We just can't seem to finish. I'm like, well, we're seeing that a lot this year. We've called some games where we get some high school teams that are up pretty big, give up some big leads. But be that as it may, excited to be here tonight, and I'm glad you chose these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And you talked about that history in our little pregame broadcast, as you saw right there, VP. We have the 1997 Valley Championship game, and you talked about Sean Daniels that braced himself in this gym, and he was a dude. And then you see Andy Hill coaching the South High Rebels in that Valley Championship game, and the much esteemed Bo Redstone as the head coach for the Highland Scots, leading the Scots to the victory in the midst of all that. But, just the tradition and history, and even at the very end of our introduction, we saw the Hail Mary in football this season, a lot between Highland and South. I was talking to Jared Carter before the game. I was like, are you excited for the game? He's like, hopefully this broadcast doesn't turn out like the Hail Mary did. You know what I mean? So still fresh on their mind and understanding that. We're excited to be out here. And, as you talked about the history of volleyball at Highland, a lot of people may not know this, but the very first state, and we see it over here in 1978, the very first state Valley Championship was in 1978, won by the Highland Scots. And I learned that this year as Reagan Riekert, who is a volleyball player stud for the Centino Golden Hawks, her mom actually was on that 78 team, and she was a dynamic player in her own right and all that stuff. So learned that, excited to be here and see that, and I think they're going to have some sort of tribute in this next volleyball season. What a special thing to be on the first ever state championship in volleyball.
Ton of history here. Great to be here. Looking forward to calling some great basketball action here tonight. It's the South Yosemite League. Robert Lambsden is the head coach for the Highland basketball Scotsmen. 7-15 overall, 1-4 in league play. As we know, Coach Clay Madden, 13-13 in overall this year, 3-3 in league play, and just excited to be here tonight. Vance Palm, and we're back to our
old school crew.
K-Dub1, K-Dub2, Kyle Wiley, Kevin Willie. So as we always like to do here on KernHighNetwork.com, we love enjoying the national anthem with you, our Star Spangled Banner. We feel it's right up there with those big fancy ones they do in the Super Bowls and all that stuff, just because of the fact we love to honor our country. And we're going to have a young national anthem performer here. A couple of players to look out for the South High Rebels: Jared Carter, Jalen Sanders.
You look at Brad Bones, number 32 as well, and then you pick up with Mario Marquez. Those are among the top ones that they have on there. So
high school for this SEYL Varsity Boys Basketball Contest. At this time, we'd like to ask everyone to please stand and face the northwest side of the gymnasium. The flag is located over the doorway. Performing the national anthem this evening will be
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the
Fantastic job. Once again, everybody, welcome to KernHighNetwork.com's live exclusive coverage of high school sports here in Kern County. The Kern High School District brings us SYL, South Yosemite.
SEYL,
sorry,
Southeast
SE.
Yosemite League that we look on there.
The
So
reason
we
I keep
mentioned.
messing up is because when I was at Arbin, they were in the old days it was SYL, the South Yosemite League. So
And we're talking the 1880s when there was just two schools around.
So I always say
Yeah.
I always say SYL, but it is the Southeast Yosemite League. Southeast Yosemite League.
So for South, you see Jared Carter, Mario Marquez, Jalen Sanders. I used to be the athletic director at South High, and these guys were just freshmen when I were there. So it's exciting to see them grow up and do their thing as they're out there. Damian Wesson is coming out, and then Brad Bones is going to round it up for the South High Rebels. Coach Madden, a little bit different year this year. Last year they had Emmanuel Mixon kind of shoring up the middle for them that was putting up about 20 points a game. They don't have that length. They don't have that scoring, but they're just really learning that game. And you have number 3, Aaron Croney, coming out for the Highland Scots.
Matt Reyes got a nice game. He's another junior, two juniors in a row.
Dylan Pearson.
Here's one of the seniors, Dylan Pearson. Got a nice game, tough kid.
Number 15, Marcelo Munoz.
Another senior, Marcelo Munoz, and Coach Lumsden talked about his senior leadership.
And number 30, Braden Rivera.
Braden Rivera, and one of the assistant coaches, by the way, one of the assistant coaches for the men's basketball team, the Bentley, our Bentley, Todd Bentley.
I don't see the Bentley out there right now. Maybe he's
back in the audio-visual
maybe he's doing
room.
something, working with the IT. But, Todd Bentley, much a player himself when he was at Centennial doing his thing.
For those of you that watch faithfully our high school football games, many of the games were handled by Todd Bentley. With Kyle was out on another game, Todd rode shotgun for a lot of games, and then finally he took the driver's seat and took us through a lot of games. So Todd Bentley, assistant coach here, but not in the gym tonight. So here we go. South in the all gray, Highland in the all white, and it is time to get rolling here.
Really like Brad Bones' game. He's averaging about 9 points and 9 rebounds a game. Does a lot for the South High Rebels.
Nick Ellis on the baseline, photographer extraordinaire, working for Kern High Network tonight as well. So a lot of great coverage, a lot of big-time, prime-time publicity here for tonight's game. Highland Scotsman hosting the Rebels. Great pass down low. Ooh, man, good idea. Can't be handled, though, by Croney. There's a wide open look at the 3. Does it go? And it's put up by Carter. Does not go. Battle for it down low. Go up. And they're going to say jump ball possession arrow. And that'll remain South High basketball. So South High has it. Just underway, everybody.
You know that Jared Carter and Jalen Sanders are going to bring that football-level athleticism and toughness. Has a nice bounce pass into Brad Bones for 2 points.
South in a soft zone, backing it in. There's a wide open look for 3, and it is drained out there by Braden Rivera. So Rivera knocks down a 3. Ball comes inside to Carter. Tried to give it back to Bowen. Bowen had it for a second. Loses the handle. Can't dribble. Has to pass. Carter comes in. There's a long 3, but his heels were on the line. Goodness gracious. Mario Marquez had his heels on the sideline.
A la Sean Elliott, for the San Antonio Spurs, getting so close right there, but this time he was out of bounds.
Rivera. Oh, there's a wide open look right there. Not going to be taken by Reyes. Oh, he likes it. Is he super hot? Back of the rim doesn't go, so Rivera misses that shot. And long shot gets put up. Looks good from here. Just a little long off the glass. Rebound Scots, and that's going to be a foul. And it's probably going to be called on Sanders. Yes, it is. So Sanders picks up his first foul of the evening. Just underway here, 3-2. Highland up 1 at home against the South High Rebels. SEYL league play here in February.
And if we looked at SEYL, we called, the Foothill Miramonte, and Foothill's going to be the league champions and all that as well. But, definitely seen a shift going back to Foothill, and Coach Wesley Davis thinks they can bring Foothill to that prominence. But for a long time, South High was in the driver's seat of league championships in the Southeast Yosemite League.
Oh, a lot of great pass inside. Should have been made by Crony. Did not make it. And Crony's thinking to himself, oh, give me that about 99 more times and they're going to go in. Missed from 1 foot. Full court pressure by the Scotsman. Comes into Carter. Carter floats it out there to Marquez. Marquez hard to the elbow. Back out to Bowen. Great ball fake. Now he's on the baseline. Could be in trouble. Bowen has it underneath.
Got to be a little bit stronger going up there. Brad Bowen's underneath. As we can see, just needs to really chin it underneath there and go up strong right there and not have that ball ripped away.
Crony inside. He gets fouled. He will shoot 2. Once again, if you're just getting to us, everybody, this is KernHighNetwork.com live exclusive coverage of Southeast Yosemite League basketball here in Bakersfield, California. For those of you who have relatives playing tonight, you're watching from outside of this area. Nice to have you with us. I'm Vance Palm. Kyle Wiley next to me. Kevin Woolley on camera. At the line right now is Aaron Crony. Missed the first one, missed the second one. By the way, that foul was on Damian Wesson. A steal. Now it's going to be Munoz. Munoz comes in. Oh, what a nice move that was. Marcelo Munoz sold everybody on the left-handed layup and says no. And a poor decision on the inbounds play by Jared Carter. He was standing on the baseline, so yikes. Great look down low. Got to go up with it. Comes up short. Going to be rebounded by Sanders. Carter's wide open over here next to us. There he is. Comes across top to get it, but he dribbles into traffic. Scotsman just stand there. Oh, and he went away from it. Damian Wesson gave it up and went away and didn't get it on the back door. Here comes Rivera. He's got 1-3. Puts that up off the glass, and it goes. So Coach Madden going to the bench right away is going to get Seals in there. This is Juliet Seals. To the elbow, stop, pull. Nice looking shot, doesn't go though for Marquez. A rebound, Rivera. Rivera, down court pass, really nice, and it lays up and in, and that's Matt Reyes that lays it in. So we have our first time out of the game. All of a sudden it's 9-2, so.
And you got a handful of these Highland Scots that are averaging in that 8-9 point range right there. For example, you look at, Munoz is averaging 8 points. You got Pearson's averaging 7 points. You got Reyes averaging 9.7 points a game. You got Rivera averaging 8.8 points a game. Maybe not one guy that's really pulling away with 20 or 30, but it's a collective effort of the Highland Scots as they're able to, get this lead right now and be up by 7. As Clayton Madden's got to take a timeout, kind of regroup things, and kind of get back. They were passing the ball good early on, but they just got to take care of the ball a little bit better, play a little bit stronger, tighter defense, and not get so sloppy as we've seen just a little bit of sloppy play lately.
That's the voice of Kyle Wiley, coordinator for the support services for the Kern High School District. Our main dude, the main man is Stan Green. The main dude, Kyle Wiley. My brother-in-arms, Kevin Woolley, on camera tonight. He and I go back, we'll say 2002 maybe, 2003-ish, right around there. As far as, I was a young kid. I started when I was 8.
Yeah.
In the media world. Kevin was already 20, so he's 60. whatever that math is, I don't know. But here we go, 4:18 there. The reason I'm stalling and killing time is because they're trying to get all the sweat wiped up over here on the near side, outside the arc. So we have a lot to talk about. By the way, you mentioned Sean Daniels and Andrew Hill. Andrew Hill Jr., I had a great opportunity to coach Sean Daniels and Andrew Jr., Drews, who we called him, at Bakersfield College when they were freshmen and sophomores for the Renegades. A lot of fun coaching those young men, and they took Coach Arcee and then Coach Jeff Hughes a long, long ways into the playoffs. So local kids, then Renegades, and went off to their prospective college careers. The long bomb pass attempted by Mario Marquez came right back at him, and it hit the roof and came back. So Coach Madden calls the timeout, calls the baseline full court press play, and it comes right back at him, literally.
This octagon structure's got some unique beams, and what an inbounds play.
How about that? Matt Reyes just timed it perfectly. A lot of that was just the timing that Matt Reyes used. He stalled just a hair, and when he saw the wide open lane, he says, "Are you kidding me? It's 11-2 Highland right now." Highland, and a soft little man. There's the pass out to the outside. Shot taken by Seals. Doesn't go. Battle for it. Rivera has it, and Rivera can dribble himself. Rivera has great vision. Ball comes in the middle over there to Reyes, and Reyes gets fouled, and he will shoot too. So right now it's all about the Highland Scotsman playing a really nice first quarter.
Matt Reyes, you can see, is starting to get active as he kind of plays that combo forward guard. But he's now going to be putting up potentially his 5th and 6th points of the game. But he is really kind of stepped in and plays that kind of athlete forward position right there. So
misses the first of 2. That foul was on Mario Marquez, by the way. So there's 3 fouls on the Rebels. And Reyes misses them both, but look at the hustle here. Dylan Pearson comes up with it, throws it in the corner to Munoz. Munoz says, "I got it." A little long, but down low is Reyes. He can't make the 2-footer. Another battle for it, gets fouled hard. And I think that could be Marquez's 2nd in a row here. We'll see. Oh, no, they're going to say it's Seals. So Durley Seals gets. So to add salt to the wound here, Kyle, the Rebels have 4 fouls. The Scotsmen have none. And right now, Matt Reyes struggling with his touch at the line. And we get a Highland substitution. Dante Davis comes in. And for these Rebels, Dorian Mitchell comes in.
And as we've talked about, Reyes right here is definitely an athlete, and he's staying active right now. So getting those offensive rebounds, but he's got to be able to finish.
Kick the ball around the outside. Marquez comes off a pick by Bowens. Oh, had Bowens for just a second. Now has to throw it away. Uh-oh. Rebels playing some sloppy ball right now, and if it's not a steal, it's on the sidelines.
And it looks like it's going to be Highland's ball. This is the one thing right here is finding a perennial scoring person for the South High Rebels. Like I said, Emmanuel Mixon filled that void last year, and they got to be able to have someone that can answer the call and ring the bell. And they're going to find those answers, but hopefully they can start to get some shots going down.
Crony pulls one from outside the arc. Would have been a nice 3 if it goes. It does not, and that should be, and it is going to be a possession arrow. And it's going to remain in the Scotsman's favor. So Dante Davis gets in a little tussle with Seals, and he comes out with the upside because it's a possession arrow.
And I like Seals' game. He's just a sophomore, and he's showing some athleticism for the South High Rebels. So
Marcelo Munoz, tallest player in the gym tonight at 6'6" for Highland. Crony takes it, kicks it over. Rivera has a look, wants it from 3, pulls from 3, doesn't get it. And it remains Highland basketball.
And Vance, if you remember number 0 for the Highland Scots, that's Dante Davis, the kind of spark plug jitterbug in the football team for the Highland Scots, who was a speed demon out there.
Wide open look for Rivera. He gets his 2nd 3 of the evening with 2:25 to go in this first quarter.
And Rivera is kind of a catch and shoot where he's not really going to create that 3, and Highland's doing a good job getting that, but South's got to start to recognize that he's a catch-and-shoot type of guy, that play defense up on him, because I don't think he's going to create those shots off the athleticism of South High.
Well, he's a 5'11 senior guard. They have him listed as a guard, but he's just got great vision, He sees everybody on the court. It's 14-2 right now. Marquez comes up, has his ball batted away by Munoz, but it goes out of bounds, and it'll remain Rebel basketball. Bowen wants to go to work. Bowen comes in and floats one up, and he can't get it to go. Rebound, Scots. Munoz out to Rivera. Rivera pulls it back. Look at this. Crony pulls from downtown. No, it's short, way short. Ball's on the floor. Rebels going for it. Bowen has it.
Great hustle on that 50-50 ball for the Rebels as they hustled onto the ground, diving on the ground. Those are the plays that are going to get them back into this game.
Long three, rattles in and out. Kent doesn't get it to go. And here comes Davis right down the middle of the floor, and he gets fouled.
And we see that speed again by Davis. What an energy guy coming off the bench, being able to push the ball into transition. The South High's got to pick up on that transition defense and stop it. But what an asset, what a tool to have coming off your bench.
Bowens picks up the foul for the Rebels as we see Sanders comes back in, and at the line is Dante Davis, the junior guard. Missed the first of two. He'll shoot a second here with 1.5 to go in the first quarter. Wow, Highland Scots really struggling from the line so far, but another offensive rebound for Highland.
And you know, VP, in the 2 years that we've covered basketball on the Kern High Network, I feel like we're broken records with regards to high school free throw shooting in general. It's extremely lacking, and so those tend to add up in games, especially when we see things like this.
Ball stolen. Here comes Sanders. Sanders comes and lays it up and lays it in. And boy, it's been a long time since the Rebels have scored a bucket. Makes it 14-4.
But energy plays like that can really get a team going. So.
And another steal and a layup by Jared Carter this time.
Find one! Mitchell, take that! Take it!
Crony throws one up off the glass, and here comes the Rebels. They're getting a little bit of action here now. Starting to see some positive vibrations come their way. Ball gets batted out of bounds by Crony from behind. 28.9 remains here in the first quarter. But it's an 8-point lead as Mario Marquez finally comes out. He's put a long first quarter in. Ball comes in finally to Sanders. Sanders puts it back in the hands of Wesson. Wesson has a look if he wants it. Has to give it up. Wesson stops, comes up short, rebound underneath. And from 5 feet, Sanders can't get it. So Rivera will walk it up.
Harry, you don't want the ball!
The intensity is definitely picked up for the Rebels right now, as we see, as they're trying to get on there a little bit defensively. They're giving up some size right now, but they are picking up things defensively.
At the buzzer, shot taken by Jared Carter, no good. We will take our first break of this live streaming high school sports presentation on KernHighNetwork.com. Back in a moment.
Every team trains hard. Every team prepares to win. But when U.S. Army soldiers take the field, it's best if the other guys don't bother showing up. See if you have what it takes at GoArmy.com/team.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your...
Welcome back, everybody. Vance Palm, Kyle Wiley, Kevin Willie. Another action-packed week here on KernHighNetwork.com.
Yeah, absolutely. We have big Southeast Yosemite League game tonight as we're seeing South High and Highland play. Tomorrow night we have Southwest Yosemite League as the Frontier Titans are going to be going to Stockdale to play the Stockdale Lady Mustangs in girls basketball, and Stockdale right now is cruising through that league right now for girls basketball. On Thursday, we have Southwest Yosemite League Wrestling Finals, and we got exciting guests that are going to be there tonight to watch that. And then on Friday, we have the Kern High School District Showcase of the top girls in Kern County are going to be wrestling there, so very exciting this week to look at it.
Can't wait to see it. Underway here, second quarter action. Highland leads South in this SEYL game 14-6. South trying to work their way back into it. Ball's on the ground, it's loose, 10 on the shot clock. Shot goes up, back of the rim, shot taken by Seals, doesn't go.
Dorian Mitchell, good hustle play right there.
Neither team lighting it up from the field.
I will say this, South High, Highland came out in a zone. South High has got to spend less time dribbling, more time with the quick passes to break apart that zone so they can take higher percentage shots.
Ben Tonjes in the game. He might get a look right now. Underneath, what a great pass. And it's caught and made by Jarrett Kaysen. So from junior to senior, Kaysen grabs one and turns and spins it in. Nice looking move, 16-6. In low, he gets it. Jalen Sanders. So Sanders gets fouled. He will go to the line. And that foul is going to be on David Espinoza. David just came in the game, so he got in quick and picked up a foul quick. As we're going to see Mario Marquez come back in for Damian Weston. So at the line, looking to get a three-point play, possibly, is Sanders.
And that's the football mentality and the football athleticism that you see right there, as Sanders is able to be tough and back it up and make a good, nice bucket for the Rebels.
Nice move, nice offense by Highland, really nice offense. 4 passes, and it ends up in Matt Reyes' hands, number 4, and he gets his 3rd bucket of the evening. Wow, what a great offensive set there by Coach Robert Lumsden.
And Highland's passing the ball really well, and it's allowing for those open shots and those easy buckets.
And the official called double dribble. I think more than anything he might have meant travel, but we're going to see Brad Bowens back in for the Rebels. Right now it's 18-9. Highland with a 1-4 league record coming in up against the 3-3 Rebels.
Come on, Carter, work hard.
Carter going for the steal and gets it. So now it's a 2-on-1. And that's a foul. And he knocked it in. Jalen Sanders goes up hard, gets fouled, no call, but makes the bucket.
Great defense that we're starting to see as they pick it up right there. And Jared Carter and Jalen Sanders playing really well right there at the half-court set defense.
Kyle, they're seeing what we're seeing, and Coach Lumsden calls a quick timeout. He's done some substituting and try to get some other guys in the game, but he sees a need to stop the flow right now. The Rebels getting into a nice little flow here, and Coach Lumsden saying, hold it. Let me call a quick timeout here. 18-11.
And I think the flow you're talking about right there is a defensive flow that's going on there. They're really getting confident right there, and they're really exerting themselves with that energy on the defensive end, and I think it's creating those transition layups. I think for South High, don't rely on a half-court game. Don't rely on shooting the ball from the outside. Rely on playing good, solid defense that results in transition layups.
5:55 remaining here in the first half. 18-11. I agree, Kyle. Highland up 7 over South.
Take it, Carter.
Hard move to the baseline.
And just as they've been playing great defense, what a great move that we see by number 12, Dylan Pearson, by getting both Sanders and Seals up in the air. They're playing great defense. Just maintain your poise and let him take that shot. Jalen Sanders has a long wingspan, long arms that he can just lift him up there. He doesn't need to block everything so hard every time.
the fouls on Jalen Sanders, and at the line now is Dylan Pearson, and Dylan Pearson has a nice stroke. Misses that one, but put the first one in. Nice feed down low to Bowens. Now he kicks it out, and that should be a nice looking shot. Doesn't go, though, rolls off the top of the backboard, and it will remain South High basketball. So,
and you talk about great entry pass right there, great kick out. Nothing was tipped, nothing like that. Good hesitation, great passing right there by South High as they're able to get a higher percentage shot. Even though it was missed, a high percentage shot, the ball goes out of bounds in their favor. So
Marcus stops at the free throw line, pulls up, can't get it to go. A rebound, Matt Reyes. Here comes Croney right down here in front of us. Croney now gets inside the paint, comes up, has the ball handled by Jalen Sanders. Manhandle, I should have said. He just batted it down. Boom, bam.
And there's that toughness right there where Sanders is able to do his thing.
They're putting 25 on the shot clock. They said 10 seconds went off in that possession, so they're knocking the shot clock down to 25, and that's what they get. 5:09 remaining here in this first half. And there's a steal. Carter has it. 1 on 3, 2 on 4. Now they pull it back. Oh, and a bad pass. Mario Marquez.
You know, I like Sanders' approach right there. Didn't have a right shot. Highland got back in good transition defense, but Marquez has to take care of the ball, especially when Highland's missing a high percentage of their free throws. They have their opportunities. Great effort right there by Marquez.
And that'll be a foul on Dylan Pearson, and that'll be the third team foul.
They don't want the ball. Pressure.
4:46 and counting.
See, that's where South High needs to pass the ball and get back into that rhythm and trust their teammate. Too much dribbling is going to hurt them.
Marquez has it down low, a wild shot. Oh, he gets bailed out on a bad call. That was a bad shot, bad call. But it is what it is, and Marquez will go to the line. The officials say that it was on Aaron Croney with the foul, so from this perspective, it looked as though Mario Marquez was pretty much out of control, but that happens. So 19-11, Marquez goes to the line.
You know, Vance, I'm going to reference one of the oldest sport cliches. You got to trust the process, and I think for both of these teams, they've demonstrated some good athleticism, but they have to start trusting the process and start trusting everything that's on there and make that extra pass and really let the offense and defense develop.
Sweet touch by Marquez, gets them both to go. And we're going to see Mitchell come back into the game for the Mustangs.
Good job, Jalen.
Carter, we saw him play DB, and that's really going to translate as a good defensive guard. 50-50 ball on the ground. There's Dorian Mitchell right in the middle of everything, and we know how he plays on the football field.
4 minutes to go here in this first half. 19-13. Highland got out to a big lead, but the Rebels have been able to work themselves back in. Oh, that's a strong move right there. Marquez with the rebound. And what a beautiful move by Mario Marquez.
He's starting to play a really big game for the Rebels.
Come on, Darian. You don't want it. You don't want it.
They're going to say kick the ball, so back into the game is Marcelo Munoz. Marcelo Munoz and TJ Evans, the junior guard, will come in. So Coach Lumsden really working the bench. He's getting a lot of guys in this ball game. I like it. Riviere better get it in. He floats it in. Oh, what a pass. Does it go? It does. Dylan Pearson gets another bucket inside.
And it looks like Highland's going to pick up in kind of this matchup zone concept, or maybe it's more of a man.
Long shot goes up by Carter. Here comes a long pass, and Bowman able to make a great effort Bowens makes a great effort in breaking that up. Carter over to Marquez. Marquez thought about pulling from the corner. He comes in, sweet move.
Right there, take it. Take it, Mario, take it.
Another long pass, so Munoz down.
Charge! Yes, sir!
They're going to say
They're
no,
gonna
that's
blow
an
it off.
offensive foul, so the Highland crowd certainly doesn't like it.
Brad Bowen sticking his neck in there, playing good defense, especially on that transition. Highland is just kind of out of sorts right now. They got off to that hot start, made, a couple big threes early on, but, the Rebels' defense has really narrowed in and closed this gap out a little bit. Let's see if they can get it within 4 points, 2-possession game.
21-15, 2:58 remaining here in the first half. You're watching KernHighNetwork.com's live exclusive coverage of high school sports here in Kern County. We're in Bakersfield, California, way up on the east side, where Highland High School is hosting the South High Rebels, SEYL play. The host Scots are 7-15 overall, 1-4 in league. South High Rebels 13-13, 3-3 in league. Wesson trying to go to work out there on Pearson.
Come on, Brad, take it.
Bowens has it. Bowens comes baseline. He's a southpaw, and he floats it in there.
Absolutely. I really like his game. He's got a nice touch at the end of that kind of baby jumper at the very end, that floating jumper. So Bones with a nice lefty.
Oh, what a pass down low to the big fella. He kicks it back out. Pearson takes a shot, rattles in and out, doesn't go. Rebound Marquez. Here come the Rebels. They trail by 4 with 2:20 to go in the first half. Marquez pulls it back out.
There you go.
And it's going to be a foul. Damian Weston goes hard to the hole. And the foul is going to be on TJ Evans. So TJ picks up a foul. And now we're going to see Damian Weston, a junior, 6'1" guard at the line.
Highland still has the lead, but we can feel the momentum has greatly changed from early on in the game as South High is creeping back into that, because Highland got up to an 11-point lead at one point, but South High has done a good job, and it starts on the defensive end, and they're starting to attack a little bit more offensively as well.
Behind you! Behind you!
Rivera has to jump to save it, so opportunity for a fast break is broken up now. Here come the Rebels. Marquez comes in hard, lays it up. He is denied at the hoop, and now has Rivera.
Take it, Mitchell!
Munoz did a great job utilizing his length right there for the Highland Scots.
Munoz comes in, and that will be a blocking foul, and that's going to be on Brad Bowens. That'll be his second. So if you're Coach Madden with 1:52 left here in the first half, you got your big fella in there with 2. I don't know if he'll make a move just yet. I think his assistant coach is telling him. I think the assistant coach is letting him know, hey, look, he's got 2 with 1:52 left, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to go with Manny Guzman. So Manny Guzman's going to come in.
I'm going to tell you, VP, I thought that was more of a charge than the one that was previously called a charge on there. It looked like he was set for a long time in that defensive position, but nonetheless, those calls are so and it's nothing against the officials, but that's just such a tough call to make, such a subjective call.
Highland missing a lot of free throws, but how about this? Guzman comes in, gets a rebound off the free throw, and can't make it.
Bonus. 1-1, let's go.
So with 21-18, it'll be a bonus situation. I think you can hear through my microphone.
Yeah.
One of the excited fans is able to kind of be our third person in the booth here.
That's the much esteemed Henry Wise, assistant principal at South High School. Very excited about the game of basketball. But if we look out here, we see that with like 1:45 at the end of each half, these free throws in these bonus situations are going to be so critical and key. Even in the first half, this is big for the South High Rebels as it rattles out.
Right there, Carter, right there!
Jared Carter playing a great game defensively to get these Rebels back into it. Another great pass.
Mitchell back out to Carter. Carter stops, pulls the shot, and gets it to go. It's a 1-point ball game, 21-20. And believe it or not, that's Jared Carter's first bucket of the game. How about this little stop and pull? Can't get it. Rebound from the big fella. He puts it up. Dan Cannett to get it to go. A rebound. Manny Guzman. Now Marquez has it. Carter pulls the trigger, can't get it to go. Rebound, Guzman. Guzman throws it out to Marquez. That's nice basketball. A minute to go here in this first half.
Guzman's come in and had about 3 or 4 rebounds for the Rebels, and he's done a great job bringing some energy right there. See, right here, I'd play a little bit more aggressive defense right here and not allow Rivera to get a shot off or a 3 off because you know he can stroke it.
Pearson hands the ball off to Evans. Evans over to Rivera in the corner. There's the shot. Does it go? It does not.
There's that length again. Got to box him out.
Evans pulls from downtown. He can't get it. Another rebound down low, and it's not a possession call, but they're going to call a foul. So the strong Dale Royer comes in, and Royer is not to be trifled with when that ball's down low.
So that extra foul on Brad Bones is coming back because he's their real size inside. And we see 3 offensive rebounds that happened right there. And if you look across that line right there, Highland's 5 is taller and bigger than South's 5 right now. Maybe not as athletic, maybe not as fast, but when it comes to those offensive rebounds, that size really does play a key difference. So they need to make sure for the second half that Brad Bones stays out of foul trouble so they can utilize his size.
Royer misses the first, misses the second. I have Highland 4 from 20. 4 for 20 right now. 17 seconds to go here in the first half. The Rebels have never led this entire half, but they could end up with a lead.
9, 8.
Shot goes up from the corner, doesn't happen. What will happen here? Shot goes up, and how about this? Mitchell makes his first bucket of the half, and it gives the Rebels a lead at half. How do you like that? Dorian Mitchell's first bucket of the game is at the end of the first half to make it 22-21. South High leads by 1. We're at halftime. We'll take a break and be back after this on KernHighNetwork.com. Dude, he's got it.
Every team trains hard. Every team prepares to win. But when U.S. Army soldiers take the field, it's best if the other guys don't bother showing up. See if you have what it takes at GoArmy.com/team.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I'm a traditional banker. I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
As a millennial, for me, it's all about the mobile.
And I'm somewhere in between. I still do everything online or through an ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. That's why we're the #1 financial institution in all of Kern County.
Take advantage of our low mortgage rates, including 60-day rate lock and no cost to you. Purchase or refinance your home today.
Kern Schools, together we have something special.
This is where we're going to train the kids to actually get jobs in the industry. We're going to give them the basic tools that they need, also the skills that they need to understand where they fit into the industry.
All the animated things, because we have everything that we need in the scenes.
They are learning the principles of animation, Photoshop. They're learning how to animate in 2D and 3D. And when you swap to that shape, then you're just going to drag these over here.
The storyboard aspect of creating basically the skeleton of the story, and then just sort of directing people on my vision of what I want in the story. And it's also giving me the advantage of Mr. Pollard, since he's worked at so many companies, being able to put it in my resume and be like, this is the art direction I've received.
We're learning a lot about how mobile apps are made, the programming and coding that goes into it, along with the time and effort. Along with that is also the entrepreneurship of the class, learning how to run our own business.
We're also learning basic marketing skills, people skills, graphic design, and social media marketing so that they can freelance, they can work on their own, they can apply for a job, they can go to BC or Cal State or any other university who offers programs that are specific within the mobile app development concentration or business concentration.
With my future and career, I do plan on being somewhat of an entrepreneur, owning my own business, sort of a clothing brand line. And so this will definitely help me out with possibly an app for my company, and the entrepreneur part helping me be able to run my business smoothly as I can make it go.
Right now we're learning the different roles, what a game designer is, what they do, and how video games are made, and how to deconstruct them.
We're also going to be teaching the hard skills, which includes learning the Unreal Engine. And what the Unreal Engine is it's a game development tool that students will be able to use to make their very own video games. And this is something that actually industry professionals use every day to make some of the top-selling games. They're all the same size. You're all on the same plane. There's no undulating terrain or anything like that.
Our instructor, he's really amazing. He encourages everybody. He's really fun, and he makes learning fun.
So they've got top-of-the-line computers here, and they're set up to excel. I would be surprised if other students their age coming out of high school would have anywhere near the level of expertise that these guys are going to have.
Wreaks and have. Welcome back, everybody. Kyle Wiley here with Vance Palm on the mic. We got a lot of exciting things happening in this next week. Vance, we're in the grind. We kind of do this once a year, VP. If you remember last year, we had like 5 straight days we were doing something. If you look at all the work days that we have coming up, we have like 6 straight days where it's 4 days this week, and then we have Monday off. All schools have Monday off, and then we come back for Tuesday and Wednesday to kind of finish up this winter season to look at. But you know, after we finish South Highland tonight, we got Frontier Stockdale girls basketball and a big game to look at right there. Stockdale girls kind of flown under the radar because, you know, a lot of attention goes to like Clay Dean, Taylor Caldwell. Even Golden Valley girls have really picked up, you know, their game this year. But Stockdale's kind of flown under the radar. Maybe they like it that way where they can have some good momentum going into playoffs. Thursday, Southwest Yosemite League final action in boys wrestling, and then we have the Kern High School District Kern High Network showcase of girls wrestling, which we're excited to have this year. Girls wrestling has just exploded, as you've seen over the past few years. And then next Tuesday we got East and Golden Valley girls and boys all in one night, and then Tuesday, the Wednesday on Valentine's Day, which I think is going to be a packed house, is going to be at Vintage.
There'll be no love lost.
Vintage Gym at Bakersfield High School as they host the Liberty Patriots, which is going to determine the league championship. It is a rivalry that's really come in there. If you remember last year, VP, we did a game at the same time, the last game of the year, and it was just a instant classic and just madness going on there where the X factor early on was really carrying, you know, Xavier Esquivel, who was really carrying that BHS team early on.
They were up by 20.
They were up by 20, and then Mr. Anais Madrano just went nuts in that third quarter to really bring it back, and then next thing you know, it's kind of on the heels right there. But 6 straight days that we're in the grind with K-Dub1, myself, and you. It is just going to be fun as we kind of celebrate all things Kern High in the next 6 days.
That's the voice of Kyle Wiley. He is his official title is coordinator of School Support Services.
Yep.
Let's take a moment here to thank our sponsors. Kern High School District could not have done this great, ambitious venture without their support. And first of all, we'll start with Kern Schools Federal Credit Union. Thank you to everybody at the Kern Schools Federal Credit Union for enjoying the vision with us. We appreciate everything you've done for us. Your name is synonymous with what we do here.
And I'll say that with Kern Schools is they have our Achieve magazine there. So if people haven't picked up a copy of that, it's a seasonal magazine that we do of each season, and we have another one coming out in March, and then we'll have one coming out in May. So
I want to thank the United States Army. United States Army has stepped up very big, and Kyle, you talked about recently they've re-upped again, and they've been such a huge part of the growth of Kern High Network. We also want to thank PAV Solar and Communication. That was a one phone call yes, and we also got a one phone call yes from Premier Lighting. Both of those institutions said, yep, we've got it, we're going to do it. Raymond's Trophies, thank you for all that you have done. You also are a name synonymous with high school sports here in our community. And how else can we move on without Tony's Pizza and the Tony's Pizza player of the game? This is going to be a close one here. This will be difficult to call tonight because it's 22-21. South High didn't have a lead in this thing until the last shot of the first half. A bucket went up pretty much right before the buzzer, and it was the first 2 points of the game for Dorian Mitchell, and it puts it to a 22-21 game. There's your buzzer. We're about to start the third quarter.
VP, I think you hit it right on the head early on when you were talking about, you did your homework coming into this and, talking with the coaches. They've lost a lot of close ones. So this win right here for either team is really going to help push them to that, to give them the confidence to win those tight games. I think this is a great game for South High. I mean, there's a lot of playoff implications going in there as they've been consistently in the playoffs the last few years. For Highland, as they've had a coach, this is in his second year, he's trying to find those statement wins. This could be one.
Carter comes out, steals right away, and puts it in. So Jared Carter is on fire since the last 2 minutes of the second quarter. Full court press getting put on by the Rebels. Pearson throws it in the corner to Rivera. Rivera, calm, cool, and collected. Back to Pearson. Pearson has a look. He decides to take it. Comes up just a little bit long. It is rebounded by Carter. He comes down the near side right in front of us. He gets fouled, and they'll say that it counts. No, that should be on the floor. So Reyes will get the foul. And he'll come out, subbed into by Jarrett Kaysen. So Jarrett Kaysen comes in. So no bucket, foul on the ground. And now it's an offensive foul on Brad Bowens. Oh, boy. So that kind of nullifies what was starting off to be a pretty good third quarter here.
And I believe that's number 3 for Bones right there. So he's got to be extremely careful. Man. And they're already deficient in the size game.
Early foul, Kyle, for Bowens.
They need that size, especially when you're going against 6'6", 6'1", 6'2", that you're seeing across the line for the Highland Scots. They need as much size as they can. They bring in Dorian Mitchell, not for his size, but because he's tough and he's got that football strength. But length is a key component in the basketball game.
Rivera comes baseline, stops, pulls up, can't get it to go. Rebound Marquez. Marquez in trouble. Ooh, boy.
Ooh.
Bounced off the toe of Braden Rivera.
Highland's going to pick up full court defense, full court pressure right here.
There he is.
Here comes Carter, 2-on-1 from behind. Nice pass to Mitchell. Mitchell gets it to go. So Dorian Mitchell.
And I think Dorian Mitchell could be a good supplement for the Rebels as he comes off the bench and gets some of those tough buckets.
And Dylan Pearson steps on the sideline as he's bringing the ball up the far side. So it has been an avalanche of points by the Rebels the last 5 minutes of basketball time. They have outscored Highland, who had taken off to a really nice, comfortable lead to start the game.
The defensive intensity and the energy has really picked up for the Rebels to allow for those buckets to take place. If we've noticed, not a lot of threes, a lot of transition buckets, a lot of inside moves.
Carter fouled, great pump fake, and he gets Marcelo Munoz to jump, and Carter wisely goes right into him, so he'll go to the line and shoot two with 6:37 to go in the third.
Very headsy play right there. As he saw, I think it was a way that he could see if he can get him up, and then as you see in the NBA and you see it in college, guys get them up in the air and they kind of jump into the defender. It seems weird, but it's a foul every single time. So
Oh, in and out. Carter had it roll in and roll out, so. Second. That looks better. Oh, back of the rim it was, but it didn't go, and that's going to be a travel. So one of the unfortunate parts about when you hop in the crowd to get the rebound, when you came down and ended up scooting down the floor, travel.
And free throws, again, VP. I know it went in and out, but the second one was a little bit further off. I think this game, especially when it's a tightly contested game that both teams are desperate for a win, that right here is they are going to be the critical factor in this game are free throws.
Marquez takes the inbounds pass, thought about it for a second. Back in the corner, there he is. Carter can't get hot. Rebound down low, and it is put back in by Jalen Sanders.
Who do you have? Come on, let's go. Take it, Carter, take it. Oh, yes.
A bad pass by Dylan Pearson, so now turnovers compounding what's going on with the Highland Scotsmen, and Coach Lumsden now is going to send in a couple of players he hopes can handle the basketball, and Pearson's going to have to come out.
And I like one of the moves is bringing Dante Davis back in because he brings that speed to get it up there, and he has the athleticism that can hang with some of these Rebels in the transition game. So,
a nice block down there by Munoz, and who will it be?
Munoz able to block it off the Rebels' feet as they're going up there. What an athletic play, a big man.
Almost stolen down there by Jalen Sanders. Rivera with a lazy pass that he telegraphed on top of that. Oof.
And the Scots are a little hesitant passing the ball right now because of this athleticism and defense that's picked up. But there's Dante Davis right there breaking the press.
And a missed layup by the Scotsmen, and they cannot convert. Oh, but a bad pass and then a foul. So the ball was turned over by Dorian Mitchell right into the hands of Davis. And now the foul is going to be on Jared Carter. He picks up his first foul of the evening.
As you see, TJ Evans, as we saw with the kind of blown layup for the Highland Scots, they got to be able to convert those easy buckets as they get them, and that is an easy bucket right there. But the Highland Scots, I think they're now 4 for 21 or something like that from the free throw line. I mean, they're shooting them. If they make half of them, they could maybe have a lead on this. But
makes that one. So Dante Davis is in the books with one. Soft press, but it ends up yielding a steal. Davis comes in, up and in. So Dante Davis.
And Evans had a nice steal right there, and both Evans and Davis have come into this game, brought some athleticism for the Highland Scots.
Marquez has a look at it, pulls it back. Oh, nice pass if he wanted down low to Mitchell, pulls it back out. Carter thought about it for a second. Oh, what a beautiful pick and what a move. Jared Carter. A nice high screen by Dorian Mitchell. Davis up, and does he get it? No, he doesn't, but he's pushed with the body. It'll be a two-shot foul, and I think this is going to be on Sanders. No, they're going to say on Wesson, so Wesson picks up his second. And Davis strokes in the first of two. Two subs coming in for the Rebels. Seals comes in. Guzman comes in. Missed the second. Ball stolen. Rivera's going to come up with it. Rivera.
Take it. Take it.
And it's going to be an open look. Kaysen comes in, and Kaysen, they're going to say all ball both times, and he went out of bounds, so they're going to say both were blocks.
Carter and Sanders right there with back-to-back blocks. Great team effort on defense right there, and caused a little bit of hesitation right there on the Highland Scots, and the Rebels are able to get the ball back off the two blocks.
Full court pressure by the Scotsman, and now Carter pulls back out, tosses it over to Seals. Seals has it. Seals hard to the paint, comes in, ball dejected. And it's going to end up being South High basketball. Oh, no, the Scots would get to keep it. 4.5 to go here. Rivera almost has it stolen. South with a 5-point lead. And all of a sudden, look at Dante Davis. He's on fire.
You know, we talked about that in the pregame. When he comes in, he's a football player that has athleticism, and he's doing more things now, too.
Another steal. And another one, just like this. 2, 4, 6, 7 points in the last minute and a half.
Absolutely.
Dante Davis, I don't know if he'll come out now.
He's got to stay in there. He's brought the energy that they needed and made this a 1-point game right now. But kudos to Dante Davis for stepping in and playing great defense for the Scots.
4:06 remain here in the third quarter. I'm Vance Palm, Kyle Wiley, putting some plays on Twitter at
KHSD Athletics.
You can also get us on Facebook. Kevin Willie enjoying a sea sucker that I'm sure he didn't bring 2 or 3 to share. But, we kind of have to just live with that. Oh, I get a butterscotch Seas candy. And Kyle, this is called, because we talked about the hats that everybody seems to have, but
we can talk about paychecks if we want.
Don't go there.
Touche.
Don't go there. Do not go there.
Okay, sounds
somebody
good.
in your office is going to say, "Why did you bring it up, Kyle?" 4:06 remaining here in this third quarter. Kevin Willie, I want to thank you for your generosity. I now have a sea sucker for the rest of the night. 1-point lead for the Rebels after a torrid comeback by Dante Davis. Full court pressure getting put on, and a bad pass. And Dante Davis picks it off, throws it down to Munoz. Munoz comes in, and that's going to be easy for the 6'6" over the 5'9". So just like that, Highland's back in 31-30.
And Dante Davis anticipating that like a DB would, but he's playing a really good game for the.
Oh gosh, that was as much of a backcourt as you can get. And now we get Evans comes in and he gets fouled. So 3:35 remaining here in this third quarter, and things are getting serious. It is a close game, 31-30. And now Brad Bowens is going to come in as well as Marquez after the first free throw.
Talk about the roller coaster of this game. First of all, it was Highland had all the confidence in the world, and they're playing with it early on in the game as they're hitting some open shots, playing good defensively. Then all of a sudden, the momentum shifted completely to South High as Jared Carter put the clamps down and helped the Rebels get back defensively into this game. Now, with the likes of Dante Davis, Highland, the momentum is flipped back to Highland. You could see it out on the court that they are playing with all the energy. But once again, the free throw woes of the Highland Scots is definitely going to come back and get them.
Wesson will come out. Now we see Guzman out as well. And as we mentioned, Bowens and Marquez back in. Free throw. Hey! Evans makes a free throw. Marquez back, throws it back, gets it back. Sanders, the ball comes back out top of Seals. A good feed to Bowens at the free throw line. Bowens is a southpaw. Oh, it rattles in and rattles out, can't go, and Munoz grabs the rebound.
And this is where I think if I'm Highland, one thing I kind of don't like is they're dropping back in this kind of zone. When you got a guy like Dante Davis who's got athleticism, defense got him back into this game. Stick with the aggressive defense as we see him pick up full court right here to see if they can get a turnover.
Almost. Seals finally gets it across, and Bowens, they had a nice cut from Bowens, and they couldn't hang on to the basketball.
Great backdoor hustle by Dante Davis.
The floater put up by Munoz doesn't go. Rebound Bowens. Here come the Rebels. Maybe they trail by 2. Hey.
Going
Seals.
backwards, that's not the direction you want to go right there.
A 10-second call on the Rebels as Seals trying to outmaneuver the defense, but they had him pegged, and now we're going to see Ben Tonjes back in there. A junior. Tonjes has a look if he wants it. Comes to the paint, stop, kicks it out to Rivera. Rivera, good looking shot. Hey, look at this. We saw this as the game started. Braden's 3 for 3. All 3 of them. 3-pointers. Oh, a nice steal to Tonjes. Tonjes has it down low. They're going to say he was fouled. Was he shooting? No, he's saying it on the ground. So now Highlands come back with about a 14-3 run.
And I will say this, the last thing South wants to do is allow Braden Rivera to spot up for a three-pointer. All 3 of his 3 have been in kind of set pieces, you know what I mean? So they got to clamp it up a little bit better.
And a 2-footer missed by Munoz, but he's going to go to the line because he got his own rebound, and 3 Rebels jumped on him to stop him from scoring. And now Jalen Sanders has just picked up his 3rd foul. So at the line, Marcelo Munoz, a 6'6" senior, and he nails that one.
And this is critical right here. Every last one of these free throws in the next 12 minutes that we're going to see in this game becomes vital for each team.
And now they're starting to make them.
Yeah. What a great gift for Munoz at 6'6" to be able to hit your free throws because you know he's going to go to the line.
Ball deflected. Munoz, a bounce pass to Davis, and now all of a sudden the Highland Scots look like world beaters. And that's a foul on Dante Davis. He reached in, and, you know, the energy and the emotion can get to you. I see the Highland principal over there on the entrance saying hi to everybody, covering all their bases. One of my favorites. Ball comes in. Munoz floats the ball over here to Weston. Weston to Bowens, back out to Damian Weston. That's a much, much needed 3.
And Bowens is like, hey, you're wide open. Take the shot. He had to get it right back out to him.
Munoz has it, comes up, throws it up, doesn't get it to go. Rebound Rebels. What a seesaw battle this has been here in this 3rd quarter. Carter inside the paint, stops. Oh, Carter has a 5-footer, and he pulls it. Everybody in the gym from the south side was saying, just take it. Oh, what a great save, almost. Damian Weston in there working, so woof. This has been a wild 3rd quarter.
Yeah, just a seesaw game, just emotions and momentum and, you know, making shots and all that. It's just been kind of an interesting game to watch this.
Pearson back in, Mitchell back in. So Scotsman Pearson, Rebel Mitchell. Pearson has a look. Can't get it to go. Rebound, Weston and the Rebels. Bowens has a look from behind the arc. And the ball was batted away by a Highland Scotsman, so it'll be South High ball, 20 on the shot clock, 57 on the game clock.
And that's an instance where it's less dribbling and more just passing the ball and making high-rhythm passes. And I think Coach Madden's going to say that. Let's take care of the ball a little bit better, especially as they have to eke back into this game.
Well, yeah, it's a great timeout, I think. I like this timeout.
Yeah.
You're under a minute to go here. The way that you were scoring earlier and then the way that Highland started scoring again, maybe just stop everything right now with under a minute. We're going to go into the 4th quarter, but we want to go into the 4th quarter with a score, and we want to do it the right way. And to your point, Kyle, let's just take care of the rock for a minute here. So Coach Madden, what a great story what he is and what he does. And we covered that last year when the North-South basketball game, another memorable basketball game of 2017 winter season. So good point you make there. So 57.5 left here in the 3rd quarter.
I think they got to take care of the rock, VP, but I also think that they got to clamp up the defense a little bit better too, because defense is what got them into this game and got them those easy transition buckets in the first half, and they really got to turn that pressure up a little bit more.
Be interested in see if Marcelo Munoz keeps growing. He's a narrow, thin 6'6", because he makes very good decisions with the basketball. Bowens on the baseline. Pearson slapping away at it. Bowens comes up. Does he get it to go? No, he doesn't. Pearson with the rebound.
Good defense on Pearson, giving up some girth and some weight right there, and he was able to hang in there. And I don't think Bowens took the most comfortable shot that he wanted to have, but he's made that shot before. Carter, great defense.
Pearson has the ball stolen. It's 3-on-2. Carter comes in. Carter up and has the ball blocked. Oh, it was not a whistle. That was a sneaker. That was a sneaker squeak on the floor.
Yeah.
I think everybody, the players even stopped for a second. I think they thought it was a whistle, but it was just a loud sneaker squeak. And it ends up being a possession arrow. It will stay in the hands of the Rebels. So 23.2 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. This is shaping up to be a barn burner in the fourth quarter. How about this? Oh, wow, Jared Carter.
That's a big shot. They haven't hit a lot of threes tonight, but they've had 2 threes in this second quarter. In this third quarter by Wesson and Carter. And if they could find a rhythm, South's going to be very, very tough to beat, especially in a fourth quarter if they're getting hot at the right time.
Looked like a big travel, and it is. So TJ Evans is going to give the Rebels one more chance to take the lead at the end of the quarter. They did it at the end of the half. Now with 1.5 seconds, they might have another opportunity to take the lead here at the end of the third quarter. That ball's got to go up. Let's see. Well, at the end of 3, 39-38, Highland up by 1. What a nice fourth quarter we've got coming back to you on KernHeinNetwork.com.
Every team trains hard. Every team prepares to win. But when U.S. Army soldiers take the field, it's best if the other guys don't bother showing up. See if you have what it takes at GoArmy.com/team.
One thing about Kern Schools is you get to do your banking your way.
I'm a traditional banker. I still like writing checks and visiting my branch.
As a millennial, for me, it's all about the mobile.
And I'm somewhere in between. I still do everything online or through an ATM.
So no matter how you do your banking, Kern Schools is always there. That's why we're the #1 financial institution in all of Kern County.
Take advantage of our low mortgage rates, including 60-day rate lock and no cost to you. Purchase or refinance your home today.
Kern Schools, together we have something special.
Welcome back, everybody. Fourth quarter action here. Welcome. Nice to have you back here on KernHeinNetwork.com. Vance Palm, Kyle Wiley calling this game, and Kevin Willey on camera. The old school squad here. Oh, a bad pass to start off the fourth quarter, stolen by Carter, and he's just on fire. What a second half he's had. He had 2 points in the first half, and he's got a bundle here in the second half.
And I think he started off both the third and the fourth quarter.
How about Marcelo Munoz? Didn't even get off the floor. He grabbed a rebound and just put it back in, and he's going to shoot one. Oh, no bucket. They're going to say no bucket. They got him on the ground, but they're in the bonus, so they'll shoot 1 and 1.
I think Carter started off the third and fourth quarter with the steal and a bucket. Munoz can make his free throws. It's going to come down, especially if the ball goes into his hands. Such a valuable asset, valuable tool.
Munoz stroking it in. Oh, nice touch he's got. I like his game. We'll see what that young man does in the future here.
Got to get in that weight room, though. He's got to fill out that frame.
Marquez Wesson stops, pulls for 3, and it goes! Daniel Wesson with a huge 3.
And I'll tell you, it's the small little things. You see Dorian Mitchell right there with the big screen to get him that open shot right there. Wesson with a nice rhythm 3 for the Rebels.
Turnover Highland, so now Tonja's going to come back out. Crony's going to come in. Wow. 43-41, the Rebels back on top. Carter has it up top. Bowen sets the high screen. Carter stops at the free throw line, pulls up. Can't get it to go, and it's going to be Crony down the far side. Crony stops from behind the glass. Can't get it to go. Pearson with a big rebound. Rivera with the look. Oh, boy. He's made 4 buckets all tonight. and a total of 12 points. Figure it out. Long pass over to Wesson. Wesson wants to go baseline. They're going to say no, he traveled. Oh, boy. The official on the opposite far side of the floor called the walk, and Coach Madden did not like that call. 44-43, Highland up 1. Oof, I'm getting nervous.
Rivera does have that nice rhythm stroke, but another set 3. They got to play that defense and not forget about him.
Crony in trouble, has to get over to Pearson. Pearson shows, comes in. Pearson puts it up, and he gets fouled. I think that could be on Bowens for reaching in there. Let's see who the foul is going to be. And it is. It's going to be on Brad Bowens, his 4th foul, and that didn't take long. Coach Madden went straight to Sanders and said, you got to get him.
Yeah, and if they can keep Bowens in there with Sanders, I mean, it makes for a good combination, but those two have never really been having a whole lot of time on the court together.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right, Kyle. And now Highland's starting to make their free throws.
Yeah, when they need them, yeah, absolutely.
45-43, the Scotsmen up 2. 6:32 remains in the 4th quarter. Pearson makes another.
And I know you were being facetious with it a little bit, but they are. This is huge right now. They've made probably, I think, 6 or 7 straight free throws after really struggling in that first half early on.
There was no facetiousness. I was just stating the fact. They're starting to make the free throws. Wesson for 3. Oh, it doesn't go.
He's got nice rhythm right there.
By Sanders. Carter for 3. Wow. He is exploding here in the 4th quarter. Crony. Back over to Davis. Davis kicks it over to Rivera. Rivera. He's never seen a shot he didn't like. Pearson over to Crony. Crony inside the paint. Oh,
great
goodness.
defense.
Has the ball stripped out.
Got numbers.
Hey, look at this. Mitchell misses 1, misses 2. Can he get it to go? Marquez comes up, and he can't get it to go. Oh, the Rebels had 4 shots underneath the hoop, and they missed them all.
That's where Dorian Mitchell, I think, was a little too aggressive going up there. He's got to use that white little square next to the rim right there, use the backboard and get it in right there, especially when every point is so critical.
Look, even the highest levels of basketball will tell you that's a hard shot, go right at the hole. But in fairness, he was taking a long pass down court, and I think he was just trying to time it to where he picked it up and laid it in. But not only did he miss, there were 2 other misses or 3 misses, and now Rivera, best shooter on the Highland team, gets to the free throw line.
And for the Highland Scots, as we watch this, they're in double bonus the rest of the time out there. So you want the South High is predicated on playing really good defense. But just know sometimes when you play that aggressive style defense that some fouls are going to be called, and every single foul that we're going to see right here is going to be 2 free throws.
47-46, Highland leads by 1, 5:39 to go. Rivera makes the second.
I think they've hit like 8 or 9 straight free throws, have the Highland Scots. Critical time.
Marquez gets the ball over to Seals. Seals in the corner. Carter, and he's going to be fouled by Dante Davis. That's a good call.
What a matchup right there. 2 best athletes probably on the court that you're seeing right there. 2 fastest, toughest guys out there, so.
Highland only their 4th foul, so where the Rebels are in the bonus, Highland only has 4. Marquez, nice pass down to him low, but he just says, no, I'm going to go out to the hot hand, but the hot hand had the ball deflected. Now Rivera throws it down to Crony. Crony's going to go hard to the hole, and they're going to say all ball. Good hustle down there by Damian Wesson. Rivera takes it out on the baseline, throws it out to Crony. Here's a set play to probably get Rivera the basketball. It is, but nicely guarded by Sal. Tough pass down low. Crony has it. Top of the glass, doesn't get it to go. Look at Pearson, he has it. He puts it up. That can't go, and now there's going to be a foul as Matt Reyes will go to the line and shoot 2.
And this is where they need to box out and not just rely on their athleticism, but they got to get in there and box out because Highland is the bigger team right here. But a lot of crafty passing going on, but 3 straight offensive rebounds and given multiple opportunities. South can't afford that, especially with 5 minutes left to go in this tightly contested game.
Reyes at the line. Reyes misses the first. Second shot comes up, and he can't make that one either. So Marquez dribbles over, throws it back over to Wesson. Wesson throws it away on the sidelines after a lot of hustle as Dante Davis. Davis almost makes another big steal. Carter, nice baseline backdoor. Marquez has it for a second. Marquez very, very secure with that basketball. There's a good look right there. It's up and it back of the rim doesn't go. Marquez thought he had it. His own man knocked it out of his hands just in a good hustle play. Carter came from behind. Rivera crosses everybody up. Look at this young man. Senior leader gives the ball inside to Reyes. Reyes is in trouble. That's a look for Rivera. Rattles in and out, doesn't go. And it should be, it stays Highland basketball. So with 4:10 remaining here in the fourth quarter, 48-46. What a ball game here on KernHighNetwork.com.
And once again, you got to see that South has to really work to not forget about, our man Reyes right there who had a wide open shot and rattled in and out. He has 4 threes tonight. Rivera, yeah, absolutely. He got 4 threes tonight, almost the 5th one right there.
Rivera to the bucket and lays it up and in. Pretty easy shot. So under 4 to go here, 50-46. Highland up 2.
Rivera's got that sneaky athleticism right there because he just took Carter to the rack. And that's
there's a nice feed, beautiful feed, and the bucket. So Jalen Sanders just turns, goes right at the hole, and he makes the shot. And the foul is going to be on Dylan Pearson. He picks up his second foul. And so what a soft, feathery touch by Jalen Sanders, the senior. And he will shoot and gets it to go. 50-49. Highland by 1. Reyes over to Rivera. Wide open key, but Rivera says, come off a high pick for me. Pick and roll doesn't work. Rivera's got to give it back over to Davis. Pearson wants to go baseline. Does. Spins, rolls. Pearson up and in.
What a nice move right there by Pearson.
Not speedy, but deliberate, and gets the spacing he needs.
Deliberate, under control. Great
Marquez
move.
Off to Carter. Carter can't get it to go. Ooh, almost a steal. Look at this matchup right here. A lot of contact. Rivera ends up with it. Wide open look. No, it's going to be long. Pearson with the rebound, though. Pearson back over to Rivera. Rivera goes baseline, stops, comes in, puts it in. Wow-wee. Braden Rivera is a one-man wrecking crew. Talk about a one-man wrecking crew. There's another one. Jalen Sanders. He'll go to the line. Well, now you're going to see Coach Lumsden. He's got to get, and he does. He goes to Munoz. Marcelo Munoz is going to come back in. So Munoz is going to come in for Matt Reyes. And now at the line, Jalen Sanders. He's got a quiet 10 points.
And he's made some tough buckets underneath. He's got to make these free throws.
There's the 11th right there.
Got some nice blocks, nice rebounds.
Look at this. Look at this. Back into the ball game. Brad Bowens with 4.
And I like the combo of having Brad Bowens and Jalen Sanders in there. You need that length. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. You got to put your best players on the floor, but Can't get a fifth foul. This is dangerous territory right here. Looked like a travel right there, but I think it's
dribble,
something.
one of the two.
Yeah.
No call either way, but Munoz picks up a bucket. And now Davis got able to get one. Rivera scoops one up, a battle for the basketball, and it's going to be Marquez. No, Pearson it has it. And back to Davis, down low. Davis stops. He's in the key. Back over to Pearson.
And they slow it down.
Now Rivera pulls it back and says, let's slow this thing down here. Munoz inside, misses from point-blank range of all things, and it's bounced out of bounds by Sanders, but Marcelo Munoz misses from 1 foot, and he's been making those all night long. However, the Highland Scotsmen keep the basketball. Munoz. Foul on the floor. Ooh, who would this be on?
I think it's on Sanders, who's guarding him up on the.
Okay, so that's Sanders' fourth. That's why I asked, because now with 1:57 to go, you know, you're Coach Madden, you're looking down your bench and looking to see who you have down there. You got a lot of guys with 4 fouls, 3 fouls, 4 fouls. Bowens has 4, Sanders has 4. Some key players.
Key players in the inside, too, where you need rebounds and good, solid defense as well.
Munoz makes another one. Munoz misses the second. Bones, the big rebound. Big rebound. He hands it off to Carter. Jaden Carter over to Sanders. Down low to Carter. Can't make it. Munoz with the rebound. And he puts the ball on the floor. Biggest guy on the floor. Puts it down amongst the guards. Heads up.
Yeah.
1:35 to go here. 57-52. 5-point lead for Highland. Pressure's going to have to come from the Rebels. Uh-oh. Crony down low.
Some travel calls.
Rivera with 18 on the shot clock. Oh, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. He says, Vance, I'm not trying to slow this thing down. I'm burying another 3.
In rhythm 3-point shot, wide open set. Rivera, big time 3.
Coach Madden calls a timeout, 60-52. I want to take again this opportunity to thank Kern Schools, Federal Credit Union, United States Army, PAV Solar and Communications, Premier Lighting, Raymond's Trophies, and, of course, Tony's Pizza, our Tony's Pizza player of the game. It's been a toss-up all night. We'll have to discuss it. Kevin's already sweating. He knows he has to submit 33 seconds of his life to the 33% and figure out who he's going to call for his Tony's Pizza player of the game. Kyle's got 33%, and tonight's one of those nights I wish I didn't have that extra 1%. This is going to be a tough one.
Yep.
Scotsmen are 7-15 overall, 1-4 in league. The Rebels 13-13 overall, 3-3 in league. And Coach Madden called that timeout. He goes, look, a lot of time. It's 60-52. We're down 8, but there's 1:16 left. A lot of time, but right now they need to score, Kyle.
And they got to be aware of their timeouts, too. South has 1 timeout still on the board. Highland's got 4. I think a bucket right here is critical for the South High to stay in this game.
Oh, they need to score soon. They need to get it going. Carter over to Wesson. Wesson thought about it for a second. Boy, they're spending a lot of time trying to get this first score. Bowens has it behind the arc. He stops, puts it up. Does he get it? No, he doesn't. Crony with the rebound. Crony's in trouble. Munoz has it. Who will they foul? They don't want to foul Rivera. He won't miss. Pearson. And it's stolen by Carter. Carter's going to have to go hard to the hole. What will Crony do? Carter. Oh, he misses the layup. Marquez with the rebound. And tough luck. Carter's trying to come back in to the action, and the ball went right to him. It hit him when he was out of bounds. Tough break.
A few critical things right there is they gave up 15 seconds of dribbling and took an ill-advised shot, and then they had a wide-open layup off the turnover that missed it, and then finally, as he's coming back in, gets that. But that first shot took about 20 seconds off the clock, and if I'm Coach Madden, that's not the shot you want to take.
And Aaron Crony at times can be a little reckless with the basketball, a little careless, as we're going to see Tonjes come back in. Does he get in? No, he doesn't. He does not get in. So Rivera gives the ball back over to Kaysen. Kaysen has it up top. And Crony at the line. Might send Crony to the line. Nope, I guess not. Oh, a bad pass.
Advised turnovers. Got to be going.
Mitchell, hard of the bucket. He puts it up, and he misses the layup from 1 foot. And now Rivera comes across half court, and I guess the Rebels are stopping.
Kind of giving up right here.
Yes, so they're not fouling, and they finally do foul. After all that, they foul the best shooter on the team. So,
kind of the last 15 seconds right there, just kind of a stall, kind of giving that up right there.
Well, you only have one shot at this, down 8 with under 30 seconds. You've got a foul. You just have to make it a foul game, and they let a lot of time come off, and with 2 missed layups, and that's the 5th foul by Jalen Sanders. So he goes off the floor with 3, 5, 7, 9, 10, 12 points. So he did a nice job tonight in that second half.
He had a good game tonight, yeah,
sure did.
Had a great game defensively the whole game. He brought a sense of length and athleticism and toughness that you like.
And Braden Rivera just keeps racking up points.
You know, I'm going to go out and say this, VP, right now. I think we're looking at our Tony's Pizza player of the game. My vote right here, Braden Rivera. You got 12 seconds left to go.
Well, you're a risky guy. You are one big risk taker, I'll tell you what.
Hey, but Braden Rivera is going to be my.
Carter can't get that to go. Rebound, puts it back up. Mitchell has it blocked, and I think that's going to do it. So a nice win by the Scotsmen, 62-52 over South High School. And the Scots will move to 2-4, and the Rebels will move to 3-4. So that's a nice win for the Highland Scotsmen right there. And Coach Lumsden did a really nice job substituting his players, getting the right guys in at the right time. He made a great call on getting Dante Davis in there, crucial time in the third quarter. And overall, just some great shooting, some great big man play. And let's talk about Tony's Pizza player of the game, Kevin Willie.
Well, I think looking at South High, I think Carter had a great second half. He was up there in the running for me, but I think I'm going to go with Rivera as well. It was tough between Rivera and Pearson because both of them really made their shots and their free throws, and that I think, as you guys have been saying, I think that's important. I think you got to go with the free throws. Yeah. Those are really important. Even early in the game, they missed all those. That would have made a huge difference.
So you're going number 30, Braden Rivera.
I'm going with Rivera as well.
We've heard Kyle Wiley. Yeah. Obviously, that was your choice early. Talk to us about why, Kyle.
Well, you know, I really like, you brought up a good point. Dante Davis was a real difference maker, bringing them back off the run. But then when it was all said and done, big threes at big moments. Braden Rivera, I think he hit 5 threes tonight and was just all over the place. And he just, I mean, you talk about 15 points on the board as your dominant scorer. I think he had well above his season average of about 8 or 9. So what a great game. And for a young Highland Scots team that's still trying to figure out their identity, and, you know, for Coach Robert Lumsden, he's still trying to figure out his, you know, philosophy and mission statement for, you know, what he wants this Highland Scots program to be around. So this was a good win against a solid, scrappy, athletic, tough South High Rebels team.
25 points, 5 threes, 4 for 4 from the line, and some other 2-point buckets. And he started this thing off early, and he finished it late, and he was the one guy on that court. You always had to know where he was, and there were times where the Rebels did not know where he was. So our Tony's Pizza player of the game, Braden Rivera, Kyle will take care of that and get that to him. Tomorrow night, SWYL Ladies Hoops, the Stockdale Mustang ladies, undefeated right now, and they welcome in to their gym
the Frontier Titans.
The Titan ladies coming into Stockdale. Big basketball game tomorrow night, and then Thursday night, SWYL Wrestling, and then Friday night, how about this? Ladies Wrestling over at Golden Valley.
Yep.
It's going to be another big one. Next week, we'll talk about that later, but for Kyle, for Kevin, I'm Vance, for everybody at the high school district, why don't you thank all of our decision makers at the district for us,
you got to start with Dr. Brian Schaefer, our superintendent, and our associate superintendents as well. I got Dr. Scott Cole, Dr. Brenda Lewis, Dr. Dean McGee, and Dr. Mike Zolfa do a great job, but the vision all started with Stan Green as our Director of School Support Services for everything that he does.
A 62-52 win by the Highland Scotsmen up here against the South High Rebels. What a great basketball game, a lot of fun. For Kyle, Kevin, I'm Vance. Thank you so much. Have a great night. See you tomorrow night at Stockdale High School.